Hello friends, today we will discuss constraint in SQL Server. So it's a very real important topic in SQL Server. So whenever you create any table, so that times we have to add some limitation of data. So that times and we have to use like not null, check, default, unique, primary key, foreign key. All these is a constraint. Okay, in SQL Server have six type of constraint. First one is not null, check, default, unique, primary key, foreign key. All these have constraint in SQL Server. In simply one line mention here, constraint can be used to specify the limit on the data type of table. Correct? In simple word, we can explain just like a limit specific limit of on the data of the table. We can justify the constraint like just like a specific limit on data for table. Okay, so constraint can be specified while creating or altering data table statement. Simple of constraint are okay, not null, check, default, unique, primary key, foreign key. All these is a constraint. Constraint just like limitation of any data. So let's start. Practically, I will explain step by step how to achieve these things. Okay, so suppose that this is a SQL server. In SQL server, I selected here database demo. Suppose that I required one table here. I create here one table, table, create table, and demo cons. Okay, constraint like that. So I am creating here one table and putting one ID here, ID int. Okay, understood. ID int and id int is like int is a data type like integer, varchar and varchar like that. Now question is that how to use constraint here. Correct. So for that, in this screenshot mention here not null, check, default, primary key, unique. So I will explain right now one by one how to use. Suppose that I am creating one table. In table I define here one ID int, id data type int, and I have two options in a table like not null or null. Yeah, constraint. Okay, we have already explained this is a constraint. Not null is a constraint. Okay, so how to use this one? So how to use this one? Constraint not null. Suppose that I created one ID, so I want to create ID not null. Why? Actually, if ID is a like a primary key, suppose that we have one table and table have contained one primary ID, and we have put the ID null. So in case data inserted null, so we can not identify data in proper way. So we have to put ID always not null. So you understand how to use not null constraint. So just I explain use of not null constraint. It's a really important non null constraint. Correct? You understand? Second thing, whenever we created a table, that time we required a primary key. Primary key is we can explain like a primary key just like a unique number in a table. So for that one table, real time example, suppose that we have employee table have ID and we put ID primary key. So that means suppose that in table have 100 records, so only 100 records contain unique ID, no duplicate. So we have to put here primary key. Primary key not null. We can put here identity as well as identity just like a increase one by auto increment ID value. But our agenda is that only here constant value. So just now I explained two things, primary key or not null, two constraints. You understand? Not null, it's a constraint, and primary key also is a constraint. Primary key it's a unique key in a table. Only table contain only one primary key. Correct. Next, and two we have explained two constraint. Third one is default. Okay, so next one is default. Okay, so next column name, like for example name, I put here data type varchar 200, and I put here null. Means we can keep the value null into the varchar into the name column. Correct. And we have already explained the primary key. So varchar null, and I put here default test. That means whenever data insert into whenever we execute insert query and we didn't uh, enter any value inside the name, that time automatically fill default value as a test. Correct. Understood. So whenever we insert data into in this table, and default value automatically insert test if value is null and where name. Okay. So three constant I explained: not null, default, primary key. Okay. Next, I put here column name age and put null and not null. Age data type int, not null, and I am using here check. Check I am using here age greater than should be 18. So check just like a constant. Check in the sense one is a constant check, and check every time whenever data is insert into the table, and check data is validate or not. Like and just I validate age here greater than 18. Correct? Understood? So I explain here four constraint here: not null, second primary key, fourth is default, and next is check. So we can age the like phone number. We are putting here phone number, phone number. Correct. I'm putting here int, and I'm using here unique. Correct. Phone number int unique and nullable. So we can make unique as well as int. Unique also constraint. So I explain here unique. Understood? So unique also is a one constant. Unique means in a table only unique phone number inserted in a table. Like I have inserted my phone number, someone inserted another phone number, someone inserted another number. Everyone is different. Unique should be. But if don't we are not using unique constant, that means that times and data may be duplicate. Like phone number, my phone number inserted two times in a one column phone number. So unique also important. Correct. So I unique and primary key. Most of the interviewer ask one simple question. Please tell me difference between unique and primary key. So behalf on this example, you can easily identify and explain. Simple difference: in a table we can use only single primary key, and we can use multiple unique key. Understood? In our table, I use here only one primary key on ID. Correct? And I use unique key in two columns, column 1 and column 2. And I will use in another column as well as here name. So we can use multiple unique key in a table, but we can use only one primary key in a table. Correct? So this is a really important question for interview point of view. Most of the interviewer ask simply, please tell me the difference between unique and primary key. I hope you understand these things. Okay. And next one constant is a primary key I completed, unique key I completed, default completed, check completed, not also completed. Foreign key. Foreign key I explain like foreign key is a very simple example. Suppose that we have one table, table A, and second table B. Okay, table is a student table. This is a student table. This is a address table. Okay, So we will put the uh, suppose that if one student have relation address along with student have relation, so we will put student ID in this address table and make foreign key relation whenever we require data for particular user student ID. That times we can make the join between each address table and collect the data. And it's whenever we delete the child data parent, so without deleting child file we cannot delete. So foreign key relation we can make. For that, here I am using here person id correct. And foreign key person id correct. And reference ref, references refe refe f refe re rencs references key id a reference table first, correct. We have one table already persons. Okay, so I have make the relation between persons key and person ID from table references. This is a table name and this is the ID. We have already one column name persons here. Okay, so let's see. I'm trying to execute this query first. Query execute successfully. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here. Just refresh this one and check table. And which table? Demo, correct. This one column name showing over here and constant also showing here. So constant on name default constructor correct, and also age. So I explain here all the construction step by step. And just I am trying to insert data here. Before inserting data we need to check data in this table persons data is available or not, correct. Actually we have make the relation here. If data is not available, that time it's showing error. Okay, select stem from person data. Data is not inserted in this table. First insert data. Insert into last name. Correct. Marriage. Correct. Test name and insert. Column ID we have to define here. Maybe ID is not defined like identity, so we need to put here ID as well as. Okay, understood. And I have to put here ID as well as. one row affected into the person table, correct? So we have ID here 1, insert 2, so that our table name is that demo. And so ID the primary key, not an issue. Name I am skipping here. I am putting here age directly, correct, and phone number and person ID. We have to put here person ID. Actually, person ID have already relation. Otherwise, it's showing error. Correct. Age I am putting here. For example, 23rd, and phone number, for example, 34. After phone number, person ID 1. Just I am trying to insert here. Okay. Okay. One row is affected. So data inserted, you can see that here name automatically insert here a test. Actually test I put here default value, so automatically insert default value test. I didn't did insert here test value. Okay. So age, just I am changing age, for example 16. Let's see what happens. Actually we have already used check constant with 18. So data, let's see, showing here unique constraint cannot insert duplicate key object value is 34. Okay, so duplicate in the sense here we are using 34 inside the phone number, but we are already use 34 inserted into the table, so we cannot insert duplicate record. Actually we have already used unique constraint on phone number, so we have to change here 36. Now try again. Again showing here insert conflict with age, conflict database demo table column age. So age, why age should be greater than 18? We are putting here 16. So I hope you understand. Check constraint. Check means it's checking that date is greater than 18 or not. But now in our case, age is less than 18. So we have to increase the age. Like for example 56. Okay, now try. Okay, so data inserted. Try again. Showing here insert duplicate key object demo duplicate value. Which duplicate value? Duplicate value 36. Yeah, that means duplicate value phone number already inserted 36. So we have to like that. Make it this one unique first. Okay. Again showing here duplicate value is 56. Duplicate 56 means it's age related. Actually we have used unique constant on both column age and phone number. So both always should be unique. And check constant already explained, default already explained, primary key. You can see that here whenever we select the table, it's a primary key, correct? And foreign key, you suppose that this table contain ID person ID 1. I'm trying to here 2, but two ID not contained by person's ID. So right now it's showing error. You can see that here duplicate object demo. Let's see, once to check reflection here, correct? Let's see what happened. TBO.person column ID, correct? So showing the conflict. Actually, two IDs not contained in person's table, only one ID. ID means only one ID. So I explain in this video all constant step by step, one by one. I hope you understand. I will try to explain again. So I explain primary key here and not null. Two constant is completed. Third default value. Default value we can use any one column from with along with any one column. Check constraint and unique constraint. and reference and foreign key reference, correct? And so interview most of the time for always ask one question, please tell me the difference between primary key and unique key. I try to explain again, and please try to understand. Primary key we can use only uh, one in table, any column. I'm not talking for id. From any column we can use only primary key one, and unique key we can use multiple. This we have already used two unique key. So let's see, try primary key. One primary key this one, and this primary key this one, correct? I am creating one table more, two for example. Let's see what happen. Primary constant table demo case 2, define primary key, cannot define primary key, null level column. Okay, we can put here. So one difference is more, and primary key we cannot define null, but unique key we can define. Cannot add multiple primary key constant to table demo case 2, already mentioned here. So it's a very simple. So we can explain like primary key we cannot define multiple in a table, we can define only one. Unique key we can define multiple. Primary key and not never keep like a null, always have not nullable, but unique key we can keep like a null, correct? I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here. If you think this video is useful for you, please subscribe my channel and like this video. I have already created multiple video related to Angular, ASP.NET Core, Baby Page, C Sharp. So, and also programming video. Thank you so much for watching this video.